development model and EMIOGA, so that when we have fundraisings in future, in case we have already addressed the issues of household income, every member of the fundraising will be coming with something to contribute.
The Vice President has commissioned KABALE Health Center 3, and the facility was put up at a cost of 513 million Uganda shillings and consists of a maternity ward, children, male and female wards, and sanitary facilities, among others. The facility sits on 3 acres and serves a population of over 14,774 people from Mashuruka Town Council, Buhweju, Barara, and Chigalama Sub-County. It is meant to offer services like antenatal care, immunization, HIV/AIDS care, TB services, and family planning services. It also treats patients with diseases like malaria, respiratory tract infections, admissions, and outpatient services.
Barara Health Center 3, that was built with government support of 513 million shillings and consists of a maternity ward, children, male and female wards, and sanitary facilities, among others. The upgrade aims at reducing maternal mortality and bringing a comprehensive package of maternal and laboratory services closer to the people. Several health center 3s have already been upgraded. While commissioning the facility, Vice President Jessica Alupo cautioned and advised health professionals to treat members of the public with the necessary courtesy and professionalism and to offer good quality services. According to Shema District Health Officer Edrida Kebaraza, the health center has been upgraded to Health Center 3, and according to statistics, the health center handles over 800 patients monthly.
KAKUMIRO district leaders have expressed concern over the trends of the communities abandoning community development work, which has led to worsening conditions of roads. While meeting the Prime Minister at her residence in KAKUMIRO district, leaders confirmed that LC1 chairpersons have given up on Bulungi Bwansi in fear of being voted out of office. We have the details.
The Prime Minister Robina Nabanja has said government is investing a lot of money in roads, but the local leaders have failed to maintain them.
yange ne willoda yange okujjako kunganya abantu okusaasanya abataka mu bagambe balime bulungi bwansi enguudo zisobole okulwawo okufa.
The Speaker, KAKUMIRO District Council, Joseph Ajuna, says they will remind the councillors of the obligation to mobilize for community development as enshrined in the Local Government Act.
And although it is in the Local Government Act Cap 243 that if you are a representative of a sub-county, you are supposed to mobilize what we call community work. And such role, most of the leaders tend to neglect it. So I want to through this engagement, people have been now reminded how they can do their role, especially Bulungi Bwansi. Take an example. If the district has worked on a road and that road becomes now community road, so people should be reminded about how they should do Bulungi Bwansi.
The leaders also expressed concern over some people who are titling their bibanja in broad daylight.
Abashuma b'amataka abari kwija omutahuni kanso bakatera amataka ebyapa ebibanja by'abantu bakabitama ebyapa kandi tari kubimanya n'akakiiko akegumburura katine kikari kumanya tucaza kureba twaza kucebeza ngo tukaronde cyapa tukashanga biye byapa kandi by'abantu abo tutari kumanya.
The Prime Minister assured the leaders that government will not allow people to be evicted anyhow from their bibanja.
Land titles mu Kakumiro ne Kibale ne Kagadi okusinzira ku Mukama report empya land titles eziri ku ttaka ly'abantu abantu be balina okufuna omukisa ogusooka.
Yes.
Tuli fenna.
Yeah.
And therefore bana babalimba mu bakola ebyapa ku ttaka lya wano babbi.
The leaders hailed President Yoweri Museveni for his good leadership that has seen their areas develop. The Prime Minister, who also doubles as the woman MP, KAKUMIRO, met leaders who included LC3 chairpersons, NRM sub-county chairpersons and district councillors to devise means of improving service delivery.
Now, as campaigns for the Busongora South seat in Kasese district continue, a cross-section of members from the opposition, majorly the National Unity Platform and FDC, have crossed to the National Resistance Movement. Now, the members handed their cards to the State Minister for ICT, Godfrey Kabyanga, while campaigning for the NRM candidate, Gideon Mujungu.
Mujungu juu tembo Gideon Mujungu juu tembo chiro chakam ebiru 18 mwende mutimbyo mwa bandu
neribwa ngundru siri kurichumwe gwo njanda muwundu wenye nenyini aya ikade siri okwesi ye
It means the NRM is harvesting more votes. So as we get more people crossing to NRM, that means our vote is increasing, because election is a quantitative function. Numbers. So now that we are getting the numbers, our numbers are increasing, the assurance of winning is also increasing. And I'm happy that now people can listen to the message and decide on their own. Because you can see we are just meeting people and they just voluntarily come and say, these are the cards. We are getting more numbers. So what we need now is translating all that into real votes. That's also very important. Yeah. So, but I'm now very optimistic, very optimistic that we are going to win this vote. Today I have received a total of 63 votes, 63 cards. Yeah, but it's a mixture. I haven't separated those of FDC and NUP, but NUP is the biggest number. And you know, those NUP fellas cross from FDC to NUP. When Honorable Mbaju crossed to NUP, they crossed with him. But now they are coming to NRM. So me, I think I'm happy. I'm really happy.
Now, the 28th edition of the annual Source of the Nile National Agricultural Show in Jinja District has ended with many of the showgoers applauding Uganda National Farmers Association for organizing the show. A number of agriculture technologies were showcased during the show that ran under the theme Fostering Resilience, Commercial Agriculture for Agro-Industrialization and Wealth Creation. We have the details.
The 28th annual Source of the Nile Agriculture Show has wound up. A number of exhibitors showcased agriculture technologies to address climate change, food security, and market-oriented agriculture. The uniqueness was that there were no stalls to the business community.
Previously, there used to be congestion of children, students, and then farmers. But this time, it is only farmers. There has been it because I am centering on the farmer who has traveled a long way from Busoga, Mukono, Imbalala. This time he gets a lot of time.
It's interesting that the organizers separated the schools from what you'd call ordinary farmers and adults and whatever. So the movement, the coming in, the traffic is not as much as we used to have.
The turn-up has not been as good, but we all can see the economy. A movement of people from the villages to the show has been a little bit harder because of fuel prices. It's been rather double of the price the people would spend to come to the show. But most also important, the fare has been shifted from, at the beginning was shifted from 5,000 to 10,000.
The exhibition showcased improved technologies related to improved seeds, machinery and animal breeds, with emphasis on meeting standard commensurate to the wider East African market.
Within agrochemicals of good standard and also the seeds. So first of all, you have to consider where are you going to get the seeds.
We've been exhibiting technologies along the whole value chain. We are talking about regenerative agriculture practices. We are talking about nutrition sensitive agriculture and market oriented agriculture. And so we've been interacting with farmers, educating them about the practices that they can do in their fields.
Animal husbandry stalls, agricultural machinery and improved seeds attracted many of the showgoers.
This is not so expensive. You can decide to use IMO where you use litter. It's called organic pig farming, where we use microorganisms. Pigs are kept on deep litter.
Making international friends so that they can buy from us, but we want to first make sure that the markets within Uganda can know what it is to buy first, so that they can also change their mindsets towards the products we have, because the local market is very important for agriculture.
Service handling, for processing. We've looked at value addition. What can they do to improve the value, to add value to their produce? We have a challenge whereby farmers just produce for the sake of producing, either for consumption or for sale. But there's another advantage if they add value to what they produce. So we've been going through processing for value addition.
With the increasing threats of food security, household poverty, many showgoers were able to find solutions to improve production and productivity on farms. Setumba compiled this report.
The Bishop of KABALE Catholic Diocese, the Right Reverend Kalis Rubaramira, has asked newly ordained priests and deacons to live up to the expectations of the calling of this to serve the Lord. Now, this is after the bishop ordained 8 priests and 14 deacons drawn from different parishes within KABALE Diocese, which took place at Rushoroza Cathedral in KABALE Municipality. The bishop observed that becoming a priest is a calling from the Almighty God, aimed at having followers to nourish the people with spiritual upbringing and serving humanity.
KABALE Catholic Diocese has ordained 8 priests and 14 deacons during a ceremony officiated by the area ordinary, the Right Reverend Kalis Rubaramira at Rushoroza Cathedral grounds, KABALE Municipality. Rubaramira was assisted by the clergy to ordain the priests and deacons and advised parents to continue guiding the priests so that their calling to serve the church is sustained.
Ojimulike namani gawe sijira kabikona ko mutima na ko mubiri tugaruko mukabuhoro kandi turi gukora abuherezo mugisha abari kwerezo mu government bari kwerezo mu makagite bikoro byone niwe turimo ngamajezo mugisha kwezi twena ko kukunda nabo izo mugisha bara ko mushoruzo wabyo na pati mwana tuboli kwera mera kubashimeho kubarinde kubanga magara marungi kandi ubawusije kwa Kristo hatidebiro byona webale.
The State Minister of Finance, General Duties Henry Musasizi, appealed to Christians in the diocese to put fighting poverty on top of their agenda.
Christianity, they should also add a message that helps people come out of poverty. The government has come up with an intervention through parish development model, and I would like to appeal to all religious leaders to embrace it, and also as they spread the gospel of Christ, they also put a message encouraging people to fight poverty.
State Minister for Industry David Bahati congratulated all deacons and priests ordained for choosing to serve God and humanity, describing it as sacrifice, thus urging the Christians to continue in supporting them.
Church, based on a strong, sound financial base, is a church that will be impactful in our community. On behalf of the entire team that comprised 14 deacons and 8
priests. We thank you, dear people of God, for being with us on this day.
Bahati commended Right Reverend Calist Rubalamira Bishop KABALE Diocese for being a committed religious leader in building a strong foundation for the church in development and forging unity in the diocese and the community.
The Member of Parliament Kashari North in Mbarara District, Basil Bataringaya, has appealed to the public to respect their leaders. Bataringaya, who was officiating the fundraising drive for the expansion of Nyamitanga Cathedral and reconstruction of the Archbishop's house at Nyamitanga, Mbara Archdiocese, also appealed against the belittling of former leaders. He said new leaders build on the foundation set by the old leaders for sustainable development.
The Member of Parliament Kashari North, Mbarara District, Basil Bataringaya, has appealed to all Christians to always participate in the maintenance of their places of worship and support their church leaders.
On their foundation that we new leaders are building, and it is on our own foundation that the new leaders will also build.
He was officiating a fundraising drive for the repair of Nyamitanga Cathedral and the expansion of the Archbishop's house at an event held at Rubindi Catholic Parish, Mbarara Archdiocese. Bataringaya also appealed for respect of all leaders, including the retired ones.
While we are building today, we are building on a foundation laid by past leaders.
The parish priest Rubindi Catholic Parish, Mbarara Archdiocese, Reverend Father Felix Bikwasizei, appreciated everyone that participated in the fundraising drive. Bikwasizei also appealed for support as the parish repairs St. Andrew's Rubindi Secondary School that was damaged by some bad-hearted persons.
But I want strongly to tell those who are involved in building this school that we made a loss. The students made a loss, parents made a loss, the community around made a loss. So we wouldn't like this thing to happen again.
The district women councillor representing Rubaya Sub-County, Loida Trinomojuni, appealed to parents to protect their children against bad company during this short school holiday.
So also children, I call upon your attention, please listen to your parents. Parents are very, very important. You can't do anything without your parents' advice. Make sure you listen to us, and even in the Bible,
Joshua Kagor, Fred Anyine, UBC News.
And their advice.
In the late 90s, after 30 years plus into post-independent Uganda, the president of Uganda, the Republic of Uganda, opened the biggest multi-sports facility in Uganda, which had been constructed by the Chinese government. In today's episode of Commander-in-Chief, we relay to you what transpired 2 decades plus ago at Nambole, when the president of the Republic of Uganda, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, officially commissioned Mandela National Stadium. Take a look.
Welcome to Commander-in-Chief Files.
And in this episode of CNC Files, we bring you what the President of the Republic of Uganda, His Excellency Lieutenant General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, said when he officially opened up Mandela National Stadium at Nambole in 1999.
It was on 18th October 1962 that the government of Uganda and that of the People's Republic of China opened diplomatic relations. In 1963, an economic agreement was signed between the two governments, under which the government of the People's Republic of China offered an interest-free loan, then equivalent to pounds 5.4 million to Uganda to establish the following facilities: a rice scheme in Kibimba, a rice scheme in Doho, a nice plant in Kampala, a biogas plant in eastern Uganda, and supply of medical equipment. China thus clearly identified itself as one country committed to more than simply establishing diplomatic relations with Uganda, but also towards the realization of concrete and mutually beneficial cooperation. It should be noted that while the idea to construct a national stadium was conceived by the two countries way back in 1965, it was only 1986 when NRM came to power that the matter was revived. This to a large extent explains the kind of leadership Uganda has had in the past. I am grateful to the government of China for extending a soft loan to the government of Uganda, which has made the construction of this stadium possible. We now have a sports complex that will enhance the development and promotion of sports in Uganda. We should optimally utilize all these facilities to harness our sporting talent. I therefore call upon the sports authorities in Uganda not to turn this investment into a white elephant. Let us use the available facilities to polish the abundant sporting talent in the countryside. I thank the constructors of the stadium. I thank the management team of this stadium for the work well done. Although President Mandela will soon step down as President of the Republic of South Africa, to many in this country, he will always be fondly remembered as the founding father of democratic South Africa.
The stadium is located on Nambole Hill in Boyogere Ward, Kira Municipality, Wakiso District. The stadium is approximately 10 kilometers by the road east of the Central Business District of Kampala, Uganda's capital and largest city. Mandela National Stadium is mainly used for soccer matches, although other sports such as athletics are also practiced. The stadium has a seating capacity of 45,202. The stadium is home of Ugandan national football team known as the Uganda Cranes. The stadium was built with a grant of $36 million from the People's Republic of China. Originally, it was called Nambole Stadium, getting its name from the hill of which it was built. It is now officially called Mandela National Stadium, named after the former South African President Nelson Mandela.
I want to thank you, Mr. Dean Chibidige, for compiling this wonderful feature. And don't miss Commander-in-Chief in another episode of Commander-in-Chief in our weekend editions. Now, UBC News Tonight takes a very short break, but we return with more news after these messages.
Imba! Ni MTN Kabode Super as you pay mpola for this smartphone. Make calls, update your WhatsApp status, watch YouTube, and Google anything under the sun with 2 GB worth of data every month for 7 months. Simply make a small deposit of 99k and pay the balance mpola. You can pay in daily, weekly, or even monthly installments while you enjoy your new phone. So what are you doing today? Visit any MTN shop near you and get the MTN Kabode Super easy.
Getting a birth certificate is as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Get a birth notification record stamped by a medical officer from a medical facility where the baby was born, or from a sub-county chief if the birth occurred in the community. 2. Go to the NIRA offices in your area and present the notification record, a copy of the parents or guardian's national ID, and a bank payment slip of 5,000 shillings for citizens and $40 for non-citizens. 3. Apply by filing NIRA Form 3 from NIRA offices or download it from the NIRA website www.nira.go.ug. A birth certificate will then be issued to you. Birth certificates to refugees born in Uganda are free of charge. This message is brought to you by NIRA.
Enjoy more GBs for the same price on Airtel. Shareable using to KABALE. We have increased GBs across all your favorite packs. Now, 4 GB is at 10,000 shillings and 10.5 GB at 22,500 shillings, all valid for a week. For the heavy data users, enjoy 24 GB at 50,000 shillings and 50 GB at 100,000 shillings, all valid for a month. Dial *175# or use the My Airtel app to buy these and more affordable weekly and monthly data bundles on Airtel, the smartphone network.
I remember the lockdown, when the streets were empty and our lives disrupted, when businesses closed and our livelihoods hung in the balance. Hospitals were full. We lost loved ones, jobs, and hope. Our children couldn't study anymore. We cannot let this happen again. We should not go back. Get fully vaccinated against COVID-19 and join the millions of Ugandans who are already vaccinated.
National Council for Higher Education will hold the 4th Annual Higher Education Conference on the 14th and 15th September 2022. The conference theme is Enhancement of Teaching, Learning and Assessment with Ordeal in Higher Education. The guest of honor will be the First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Honorable Janet Kataha Museveni. The conference will be held physically at Hotel Africana for only invited guests and open to online participants via Zoom webinar that will be shared under the events section at www.unche.or.ug. The keynote speakers are Ezra Nazim, Senior Fellow of Higher Education Academy UK, Professor Henk Gerald Sola, a Dutch organizational theorist and Emeritus Professor of Business, Engineering and ICT at Groningen University, the Netherlands. The National Council for Higher Education is receiving papers from researchers and scholars for publication in the Uganda Higher Education Review, Journal of National Council for Higher Education. For more details, send inquiries to cmuhumuza@unche.or.ug, info@unche.or.ug, or call 0783 04 0024 or 0704 80 0926 plus 256 39 32 62 140/4.
Cooking with electricity is now affordable. Cook your beans. Avoid smoke.
car. Cooking with electricity is now so affordable with the Fumba tariff set by the Electricity Regulatory Authority. With the Fumba tariff, you can now buy up to 70 units of your car at a reduced price of 412 Uganda shillings per unit after consuming your first 80 units of the month. For more information, contact the Electricity Regulatory Authority on 0200 506 000.
Meet Professor Petero. He knows something every hustler in UG is gonna love.
Oh, see. You see, I was just trying to get the documents to register for Airtel Money.
You don't need the documents. You just set a full register.
What's going on here?
He sells things from the shop, and behind my back, he gets the money and gives it to his girlfriends.
But just get Airtel Money Pay so that all money comes direct to your business wallet, and only you, the owner, have access to it.
Just dial *185 *10 hash, and now you are on. No waiting.
Huh? This insanity is sweet. Give them also.
I only take Airtel Money Pay. It's easy and secure.
Yes, become a safer and more efficient cash-free business today. Easy.
No mixing your business money with your Kameza money. No, that's efficient.
Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Welcome back from that break, and we're glad that you're still with us. Now, moving on to some more news in our bulletin today. The National Resistance Movement Party losers in the 2021 elections have unveiled a new savings and investments forum to boost members' household incomes. The initiative also aims at popularizing government programs like the Parish Development Module, Emyoga, and Operation Wealth Creation, among others. The United City Vendors Club Forum is led by Chwatule Parish LC2 Chairman in Nakawa Division, Richard Magezi, and targets all the 478 NRM flag bearers right from the division level to mayorship and parliamentary contestants.
National Resistance Movement Party flag bearers in Kampala, who lost in the last 2021 general elections, have unveiled a new savings and investment platform codenamed the United States Vendors Investors Club to boost their household incomes. The club will also, among others, voluntarily popularize government anti-poverty programs like the Parish Development Model, Emyoga, among others. United States Investors Club is led by Richard Magezi of Chwatwe Parish, who lost Kampala Road Councillorship. He says that the move targets the membership of all the 478 former NRM flag bearers in the 5 divisions, right from the division councillorship, mayorship, authority road councillorship, and members of parliament.
Elections, the economic situation, given the fact that we were hit by COVID, things started changing and people's businesses started shutting down. So, for us as leaders, we thought we need to do something so that we can keep supporting ourselves.
All know that NRM, we did not perform well in the elections. So, we have a good number of members, and I also encourage those who have not yet joined the club to join this club because it's all about mobilization, boosting our friends to develop in their businesses.
During the inaugural members meeting at Bat Valley Primary School, some 3 members received cash rounds of 1 million shillings each.
We have given to Mr. Walaita John from Ruwaga, we have given to Nachibu Kamase from Kawempe, we have given Nantongo Mire from Nakawa.
Edward Colin Juko for UBC in Kampala.
Now over 5,000 Katakwi and Soroti residents have received certificates of customary land ownership during the closure of the Responsible Land Policy in Uganda project. This was at an event attended by district officials, Ministry of Land officials and GS Rilapu officials held at Uruset Sub-County Headquarters, Soroti District on Thursday.
At least 86% of land conflicts have been resolved. 380 conflicts reported
and 18 cases still in courts of law, among others, across the country. The Responsible Land Policy in Uganda project is part of the One World No Hunger Special Initiative of Germany Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development, launched in September 2016, Teso sub-region, with the support of the government through the Ministry of Lands and with the aim of reducing extreme poverty and hunger. The main objective is to improve access to land as groups, especially for women and marginalized groups in central, northern and eastern Uganda.
So to extend my sincere thanks to GIZ that has extended its footprint everywhere, not only in these issues of land. GIZ, a lot has been talked about the good work you have done. As a district leader, I want to thank you so much for the good work you have done for Soroti. Much of the cases we're receiving here were land-related cases. Most of our widows lost hope. Most of the orphans lost hope. But GIZ, you gave them hope.
Team leader Responsible Land Policy in Uganda, Christine Keller, said that since 2016, GIZ's Relapo project has supported the implementation in 5 sub-counties of Soroti and Katakwi districts. Over 12,000 land parcels mapped, over 3,412 certificates of customer ownership processed, build capacity stakeholders in 5 sub-counties.
And in this, we have reached 50,000 men and women in Teso. 50,000. Yeah, I want you to let this number sink in a little bit. It's a big number. So I congratulate everyone who was involved in that. And I said men and women. Half of these 50,000 approximately have been women. And we have my favorite teardrop up there who says, women have a right to own land. And I think
the Minister of Land spokesperson ORDAINS said government of Uganda through the Ministry of Lands has secured 32 billion Ugandan shillings to continue with the activities of mapping and processing certificates of land, certificates of land of occupancy in 35 districts across the country.
We, as a ministry and government, have secured 32 billion, which money is going to be used to continue these activities in 35 districts, including those in Teso region.
Project, which started in 2017, has reached over 50,000 men and women in Soroti and Katakwi districts, while creating awareness about land use management, and over 80,000 customary land certificates of occupancy were handed over to the owners. Ivan Juko, Stephen Kayumba, UBC News.
Educationists and stakeholders in the education sector across the country have supported the government's directive of stopping musicians and performing artists from performing for the learners when not dressed decently. However, they want government to regulate the musicians and performing artists so that they dress decently by enacting tough laws against indecent dressing.
The headmistress at Junior School Mbalala campus, Christine Namara, has commended the government over the directive of stopping artists from performing in schools when indecently dressed. Sister Namara was presiding over 2022 schools candidate show at Mbalala campus in Mukono. She appealed to parents to take advantage of this holiday and equip their children with vocational skills like partaking in domestic work and other hands-on activities. Sada Mubale, Fred Kasibante, UBC News.
Now, government and stakeholders in the health sector in some parts of the country are worried about the increasing cases of domestic violence, teenage pregnancies and school dropouts. In Amuru district, statistics show that over 200,000 family heads cannot afford to look after their families, which results to domestic violence, among others.
Greater ACHOLI sub-region is allegedly one of the areas experiencing high incidents of domestic violence. In Amuru district alone, a number of families in the area are reportedly experiencing some levels of domestic violence, teenage pregnancy, and school dropouts. Assistant Health Officer Amuru Flora Olamo, together with Mari Stops Uganda, are campaigning for provision of free health services to over 500 families and training them on family planning methods.
To the rise of the teenage pregnancy in the first lockdown, because it was not only once, it was both in the first lockdown and the second lockdown. These students came home, we could not reach them easily because of the restrictions. Our movement was restricted and their movement was also restricted, and that led to a higher rise in teenage pregnancy.
An official from Mari Stops Uganda, Dr. Sam Balamaga, wants parents to avoid practices which might contribute to an increase in domestic violence, teenage pregnancy, and school dropouts.
You know, we've had early marriages where our girls are married off at a young age. So that's an element of social cultural element, including poverty, because people are poor, so they think the girl child should be married off, which was some of the things that we're fighting as a country, as Uganda. We want these girls to be given the chance to acquire education and become productive people in our society. We want to see girls becoming the likes of our Speaker of Parliament, the former Speaker.
Relatedly, the youth in Acholi sub-region have been encouraged to always prioritize government programs, especially the parish development model for poverty alleviation in these areas affected by the insurgency. Joseph Kony.
And how has government played its part in ensuring that the environment is conducive for the transformation, growth, and development of the young people? But also, we look at individual organizations. What have individual organizations done to contribute towards transforming the young people?
Mondo Chateka and Mari Stops Uganda leadership were participating in the Youth Day event held under the theme Intergenerational Solidarity, the role of youth in the implementation of PDM, held at Boma Hotel in Kulu City. Kasimante, Power this report.
Enjoy more GBs for the same price on Airtel. Shareable using KABALE. We have increased GBs across all your favorite packs. Now, 4 GB is at 10,000 shillings and 10.5 GB at 22,500 shillings, all valid for a week. For the heavy data users, enjoy 24 GB at 50,000 shillings and 50 GB at 100,000 shillings, all valid for a month. Dial *175# or use the My Airtel app to buy these and more affordable weekly and monthly data bundles on Airtel, the smartphone network.
Uganda Land Owners Association welcomes you to the Land Use Exhibition, the first of its kind in Uganda. Do you want to learn how to use and earn from your land, or you need information on how to manage your land? Come and be part of this exhibition, which will start from the 31st of August to the 1st of September at Umasho Grounds, Nakawa Multipurpose Hall. Don't miss a session which will tackle land matters in board discussions at only 5,000 shillings. Small and large scale business owners, you're invited to showcase your commodities. To be part of this exhibition, call 0701 111 401 or 0772 446 507. The Land Use Exhibition is organized by the Uganda Land Owners Association, sponsored by Uganda Broadcasting Corporation, UBC.
Forget last season. Forget the oohs and the ahs. Forget every moment that stole the show, because the real show is here on GoTV. It's the new season. It's action-packed and it's going to be non-stop football. With over 1,000 games from more than 7 leagues and cup competitions plus a World Cup, make sure you get the best seat in the house this new football season. Get a GoCoder with 1 month of GoTV value for only 25,000 Uganda shillings and enjoy non-stop football. GoTV Uganda. Love it.
Leaders who care create a good learning environment.
Because a good school equals a better life.
Raising voices.
Welcome back. And now into the world of business. At Conference of Parties 26, over 100 national governments, cities and automakers signed the Glasgow Declaration on Zero-Emission Cars and Vans to end the sale of internal combustion engines by 2035 in leading markets and in 2040 worldwide. But though the goal to achieve this in developing countries looks insurmountable due to the tight deadlines and other associated effects, Uganda is rather optimistic in achieving this. Take a look.
With the global drive of accelerating the transition to zero-emission vehicles taking shape, Uganda is taking a front row seat. In Jinja District, Busoga Sub-Region, at the Jinja Industrial Park is where government is building the electric vehicle manufacturing plant. Construction works commenced in 2019 and is now in advanced stages.
Construction works are on schedule to meet the timelines ahead of us, and also the work on the production system is on schedule, and we are confident that in business as usual terms we should be able to have the plant commissioned in June 2023.
An assembling plant housing different departments including offices is already up and running. A testing facility, metalworks workshop, paint shop, chassis line and test track are already being set up. The construction works are being undertaken by the UPDF through the National Enterprise Corporation.
This is called the QIT, Quality Inspection and Testing Facility. Basically, when the product has been assembled, finally in the other building, the assembly building, with the final trim, it is driven to this place. It will be driven to this place for testing. We have a number of test pits where they will check the chassis or the chassis system, they will check the suspension, they will check the headlamps. Basically, all the roadworthiness tests will be carried in here.
Isaac Musasizi is the Chief Executive Officer at Kira Motors Corporation. The task of developing Uganda's domestic automotive industry is one they gladly took on.
We need to look at some of these areas where first we can. And we are not saying we can by just saying we have done it. It's clear. And we must thank our president because he has been insistent. Let's do this. Let's do this. For him, he had a vision when there was very little. Now we see we have vehicles on the road made in Uganda. Now what we need to work on is to multiply that effort so that we can create enterprise value around vehicle manufacturing in the country. Not only for us, but we need to observe that globally, up to 2030, the studies which have been done indicate that the world globally will move from 97 million vehicles produced and sold annually to 109, that is the 97 in 2017, to 109 in 2030.
Musasizi believes that this should be a growth opportunity for the African market and one which Uganda should prepare to tap into.
The Africa continent will move from 1.2 million vehicles sold annually to 10 million in 2017 to 10 million in 2030. When you do the quick math, you see that the growth opportunity for the vehicle market is on the African continent. And as we participate and join the Africa Free Continental Trade Area, we can give Africa premium competitive electric vehicles. We know how to do it. We were the first to do it here. We are in the 11th hour of setting up a plan to do exactly that. We are unstoppable.
Once fully operational, the plant is expected to produce 22 electric buses per day, and this will encompass works of many players in the automotive industry.
Clearly what you see is a very diverse ecosystem, and that's why even globally the mobility industry is known as an industry of industries. In order for you to get a vehicle, there is a steel industry, there is a leather industry, there is a plastic industry, there is a wood industry, there is an electronics industry, textile industry for the interior upholstery, They are all forms of industries. The oil industry, because even if it's an electric vehicle, by the way, you'll still have lubricants which go in. You'll not substitute those ones for anything. And the plastics also that go into the different, either bumpers or the different body panels inside. Today, plastic is one of the components that we use within the vehicle.
Presently, Kira Motors commercial buses are already on the road, and Musasizi believes mass production of these vehicles will be a game changer in the transport sector of Uganda. Bank of Uganda projects Uganda's petroleum imports at an average of $958 million per annum. The current global fuel price hikes should be a panacea to adopt zero carbon emission from motor engines through embracing electric cars. Sharon Chomdisha, Samuel Senono, UBC News.
Vimba! Ni MTN Kabode Super as you pay mpola for this smartphone. Make calls, update your WhatsApp status, watch YouTube, and Google anything under the sun with 2 GB worth of data every month for 7 months. Simply make a small deposit of 99k and pay the balance mpola. You can pay in daily, weekly, or even monthly installments while you enjoy your new phone. So what are you doing today? Visit any MTN shop near you and get the MTN Kabode Super easy.
And now into the world of sports. NABUMALI Old Student Association and St. Peter's Tororo have embarked on sports activities to raise funds for reviving their alma mater. Now, this has been witnessed during a variety of sports activities organized between the old boys and girls with the aim of making administrative decisions for their schools.
Sports play a bonding role and contribute to achieving sustainable development. This has been embraced by the old students of NABUMALI and St. Peter's Tororo College to revive the glory of their schools.
I believe that in sports you can have a reunion that brings back the effectiveness of old students among running of our schools. The old students had much neglected our schools and were all deteriorating. But now, when the old students are firm, we can have bigger say in the running of our schools.
Different sports disciplines, including volleyball, football and basketball, among others, were held, and more strategies of bringing more people on board were highlighted.
This event to us as NABUMALI is a very important networking event. As NABUMALians, this is an opportunity for us to come together, arise and rebuild our school. NABUMALians come, let's work together. This is what can bring back our school, networking with other old students. This is important. Thank you for those who have come. The others who haven't come, please make sure the next time we have an event like this one that you are here. We are grateful to those who have supported us. We are grateful and lucky that we have the bishop here. We also have old students who have made it to this event, and we hope that this is only the beginning for us to rebuild our school.
Wasike Samuel of St. Peter's Emeritus Chair, Tororo, says they plan to grow into a much bigger league and also learn from each other.
This is just the beginning. We hope that we are going to grow it into a much bigger league to socialize. But for St. Peter's College, Tororo, I run the savings scheme. We have set up a SACCO, and we are going through the invention lending process that SACCOs really do. And that should build a good saving culture and a commune culture of all the people. But while we're also looking at it as cohesing others together. The other key thing is the other schools have a chance to learn from each other. At this event, we see what NABUMALI is strong at, they see what we are strong at, and we hope to build together and rebuild those old debate clubs we used to have that are now lacking.
Felix Okuye, the president, St. Peter's College Tororo Association, says the engagement will revive the spirit of togetherness.
This to another level, because we believe through these interactions, it's helping us achieve fitness, good health, networking, socializing, and to keep people upbeat. So we know that as Tororo College, having had a successful maiden league day, we believe this was now the best time to engage with NABUMALI, and we are doing it good. We are beating NABUMALI and taking them for a run, just like we always used to do it. So
Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
And with that, we come to the end of the first edition of UBC News Tonight. Now we still have more stories loaded up for you, so do join us for our second edition at 10 o'clock. I'm Lorraine Masika Kazimoto and Muhammad Mugalu on sign language interpretation. We will see you at 10.
MTN Kabode Super as you pay mpola for this smartphone. Make calls, update your WhatsApp status, watch YouTube, and Google anything under the sun with 2 GB worth of data every month for 7 months. Simply make a small deposit of 99k and pay the balance mpola. You can pay in daily, weekly, or even monthly installments while you enjoy your new phone. So what are you doing today? Visit any MTN shop near you and get the MTN Kabode Super easy.
It's better to foster respect instead of fear and pain.
Cause a good school equals a better life.
Raising voices.
It's a full-time job to be a great parent or guardian. The decisions we make impact their lives forever. And getting a birth certificate is one of the most important ones. All you need to do is get a birth notification record stamped by a medical officer from the hospital where the baby was born, or from the sub-county chief in case it occurred at home. Go to the NILE offices in your area and present the notification record, copy of parent's ID, and bank payment slip of 5,000 Ugandan